A simple 5-cent 1989 can be worth $45,000 if it has these rare minting errors. Today, I'll explain the coin history and the specific minting errors that can turn an ordinary 5-cent into a valuable treasure. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let's step inside the mint in 1989. This wasn't a calm, quiet year. The late 80s were pushing production speed higher than ever. Demand for circulating coinage remained heavy. Equipment was aging. Presses were running fast. Modernization upgrades were being phased in, but older machines were still in operation. Inside the coining floor, presses thundered hour after hour. Steel dies absorbed brutal pressure. Planchets fed rapidly through automated systems. Supervisors monitored output numbers constantly. Downtime meant losses. And when production pressure rises, tiny mechanical failures begin to slip through. That's where rare coins are born. Before we break down the dramatic errors, you need to understand how a 5-cent coin is actually made. It starts with a planchet, a blank metal disc cut to exact size and weight. For the 1989 5-cent, the alloy was copper-nickel bonded over a pure copper core. That blank moves into the coining chamber between two hardened steel dies. The obverse die, front design, and reverse die, back design. Around the blank sits a circular steel ring called the collar, which controls the final diameter and forms the edge. Then comes the strike. Hydraulic pressure, measured in tons, forces the dies together at high speed. The metal flows outward, filling every tiny groove engraved into the dies. In a fraction of a second, the design is fully formed. Under perfect conditions, the result is a flawless coin. But perfection depends on alignment, pressure stability, die condition, collar positioning, and planchet integrity. When even one element fails, the result can become extremely valuable. Now let's move into the errors. In the exact order serious collectors evaluate them. As dies age under stress, cracks can form across the surface. In severe cases, a piece of the die breaks away completely, creating what collectors call a cud, a raised blob of metal on the coin's surface. In 1989, heavy press usage increased die fatigue. A dramatic full cut example can sell for around $450 in strong uncirculated condition. If preserved in high mint state, that number climbs significantly. A broad strike happens when the collar fails to fully engage. Without the collar restricting metal flow, the coin spreads outward, becoming wider and flatter than normal. Design details appear stretched near the edges. A clean 1989 broad strike can reach $900, especially if the details remain sharp. Before striking, planchets are punched from long metal strips. If the punch overlaps a previously cut hole, it leaves a curved missing section, known as a clipped planchet. A strong curved clip on a 1989 5-cent can command around $1,800, depending on visual impact and preservation. When a planchet is not centered inside the collar at the moment of strike, part of the design is missing. The more dramatic the misalignment, while still showing a visible date, the more collectors pay. A 40% off-center coin might bring $3,500. A bold 60-70% off-center strike with full-date visibility can approach $6,500. The balance between chaos and clarity drives value. Sometimes grease, metal fragments, or foreign debris land on the die surface. When struck, that obstruction blocks part of the design from transferring. Minor struck-through errors are common. Major, clearly defined obstructions are not. A dramatic 1989 struck-through example can reach $90,500, particularly when the missing design area is large and sharply defined. This occurs when a coin fails to eject properly and gets struck again, sometimes slightly rotated or misaligned. Each additional strike distorts the design further. A strong double-struck 1989 5-cent can sell for around $18,000. Clear separation between strikes dramatically increases desirability. This is where things become serious. A 5-cent struck on a planchet intended for another denomination, or even a foreign coin, creates immediate rarity. Weight and diameter differences make these errors stand out instantly. Authenticated examples from 1989 have reached approximately $28,000. These are scarce because quality control usually catches mismatched blanks early. This is not machine doubling. This is a genuine doubled die, created when the die itself received misaligned impressions during manufacturing. The doubling appears strong and separated in design elements like lettering or date. A bold, verified 1989 doubled die obverse in high grade can approach $39,000. At this level, collectors compete aggressively. Now we reach the peak. During transitional periods, experimental or modified die designs can briefly enter production before being replaced. If even a handful escape into circulation, they become legendary. One confirmed 1989 transitional prototype die error, preserved in elite condition, has been valued at $45,000. That is the highest known valuation for this year, and it happened because of timing, pressure, and human oversight inside a fast-moving production system. But here's what multiplies everything. Condition. A coin graded MS-67 can be worth several times more than the same error in MS-63. An MS-68 example pushes into elite territory. For proof issues from S, a flawless proof 70 can transform a modest error into a major prize. Then comes stacking. If a coin combines two errors, for example, a strong off-center strike with a doubled die, value doesn't just add, it multiplies. Because rarity layered on rarity creates exponential demand. So the real question is simple. When you see a 1989 5-cent in your change, are you holding a common coin struck under pressure, or a surviving mistake born during one of the mint's most mechanically stressed production years? Somewhere out there, another rare example may still be hiding in circulation. And if it is, it won't announce itself. You have to look. If you want more deep investigations into rare coins hiding in plain sight, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because the next discovery might already be in your pocket.